मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रही है। पहले आपको प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस दिखाते हैं, उसके बाद फिर से वापस दिल्ली के दंगल पर आएंगे।
Sir, and give clarity and so on. But one thing which I certainly would like to highlight is responding to the voice of the people, which is what Prime Minister Modi is known for in his administration. It's a very responsive government. And as a result, the income tax simplification, which I announced in July, is already completed in its works, and we shall bring the bill in the next week. So the income tax simplification, about which in July budget I have gone in detail to say, the work is completed within 6 months is what I said. Within 6 months we brought the bill. It will be coming into the parliament next week. So if we are talking of reform, inclusive of taxation, the work is done. This budget also speaks about rationalization in customs. Tariffs are being brought down, tariffs are being simplified, and also the basket which consisted of so many different tariffs for so many different commodities are now reduced. 8 were taken off earlier, 8 has been taken off now. So whatever remains now, 7 I think remains, and that is all about India's tariff picture. So the usual narrative which goes on, saying is India being too heavy on tariffs? No, you find that we've drastically reduced and also simplified. So this budget has so many things for all of us to talk about. The more important thing about agriculture, which performed very well during COVID and which has contributed to India's food security, the proposals which are mentioned in this budget actually talk about everything to do with beej to bazaar, literally from the stage of seeds, hybrid seeds, climate resilient seeds, seeds which can give greater output, seeds which are going to be high yielding, all this together to the final point of India becoming the world's food basket. That's the definition I put in when I was talking about Vikasit Bharat. So we are making sure that India's agriculture gets the support across the board, whether it is on seeds, whether it is for skilling the farmers, whether it is rural prosperity, whether it is going to have agriculture and allied industries being set up in rural areas, and whether it is going to be farmers getting better and more loan with interest subvention, not just farmers, fishermen, and also dairy, meaning animal husbandry. So the picture for rural development and the picture for supporting agriculture is across the board, and that has been narrated. The second thing which I would want to highlight is the continued emphasis that we're giving since vote on account budget, July budget, and now on the MSMEs, whether it is giving them sovereign guaranteed loan, whether it is support during COVID, whether the definition being changed now for better, more inclusive growth in MSMEs, access to bank credit. So MSMEs have also been given greater emphasis. Together with this, I'd like to highlight the point that energy security has had greater attention in this budget. We've highlighted in July budget how even pump storage will have greater attention. Solar and wind and renewable energy has also been taking consistently good importance in our budgets. This time we are talking about the small modular reactors. I've also announced that there shall be 2 amendments, one to the Atomic Energy Act and the other one for the civil liability. All of this is going to help us attain energy security. Insurance sector's FDI limits have been enhanced. That is another important announcement. I'll end my opening statement with 2 things. There is no reduction in the public spending on capital expenditure. Let's put that up front. We continue to place emphasis on the multiplier effect that capital expenditure done by government has shown, has sustained us. We continue on that. And with all this, our fiscal prudence has aligned itself to the glide path that we announced in 2020-21. So we've kept ourselves in alignment. Fiscal prudence has been maintained. The next year, coming years, estimate is also been given. Well under 4.5 is what we had said earlier. we are also projecting the same. So this is just as an opening statement. There's a lot more to say, but as you all ask questions, so shall we answer. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. 225. 225. Mic, please. Yes.
Ma'am, this is Shrimi Chaudhary from NDTV Profit. I just wanted to understand, ma'am, here.
This.
Ma'am, you said the new income tax bill will come next week. Will that be in the form of draft, and where you are also going to take stakeholder comments on that?
Yes, as a bill, any bill goes to the standing committee, and the standing committee will, of course, consult with so many stakeholders, and then it will come back to us, and if necessary, any more amendments, if need to be brought in, we'll bring it in and take it forward in the House.
So do we expect implementation in this, in the fiscal year, in FY26?
Do you expect what?
Do we expect the implementation of
Well,
the
let
new
it get passed. I hope it will get passed without much of a difficulty, but it is only after it's passing.
Sure, thank you.
35. Front.
Ma'am, Timsi Jaipuria, this side from CNBC TV 18. As you said, this is a very responsive government, which is why government decided to give these tax rebates. But given the structure that you have announced, ma'am, up to 12 lakh is the rebate. Any reason why this rebate has been hiked from 7 to 12 lakh? Is it that the incomes or salaries were not growing up to the mark, which is why government thought that this rebate needs to be given? And also, how do you make up for this 1 lakh crore of revenue loss? Will it not impact the budget estimates? Where will you get this money from?
Well, Tipsy, I think the first question is, you said that this, when the incomes are not growing. This is an income tax. Only when there is an income, then we are talking of the tax. So income has to grow to the level to discuss about the tax. Now, why from 7 to 12 lakh? It is something like, it was earlier 2.2 lakhs. When 2014, it became 2.5 lakh, nobody is going to pay tax. Then there was a 2019 that, we said 5 lakhs, nobody is going to pay tax. Then we said it was raised to 7 lakhs. And now it's being raised to 12 lakhs. So this is a perception that the government feels that, on the average, 1 lakh per month.
रिकॉर्ड करना है। रहे थे, उन्होंने कई अहम बातें कही। उन्होंने कहा कि विकसित भारत की दिशा में ये पूरा बजट है। अब आपको सीधे लिए चलते हैं अंबेडकर नगर, दिल्ली।